In Game 1, the Thunderbelles cooked up a storm, while in Game 2, the Angels ascended. The real question is, who will come out on top and secure the final semifinals seat? It's Petro Gazz versus the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles in a win-or-go-home match. Welcome to the 2025 PVL All-Filipino Quarterfinals. This is the heart of volleyball. Welcome back inside the Phil Sports Arena here in Pasig City. We welcome you all to the 2025 PVL All-Filipino Quarterfinals. It's Game 3. Brooke Van Sickle on your screens, who has been the constant source of energy, the constant source of points for the Petro Gazz Angels. But standing in their way is Jovs Gonzaga and the rest of the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles, who are eyeing for the first semi-finals berth. Again, our game today is Petro Gazz Angels going against the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles at 6 p.m. We welcome you all who are watching on the Filipinos Live app, and also to those who are tuning in on One Sports on Channel 6 and One Sports Plus on Channel 261. My name is Lexi Rodriguez, and together with my lovely all-women panel is Billy Capistrano, our anchor, and of course a very lovely analyst as well, Ms. Paneng, the Connect Starter. We welcome. How are you guys? How are you feeling today?
Great to be here. Great to be working with the both of you. And thank you for setting the backdrop for this match today, Lexi. Great job. All right, now I start this conversation with a partner here first. And Paneng, it's going to be a very crucial, intense matchup for these two squads. And with the way that they have been playing this series, it can be anybody's game.
Well, definitely. And I'm actually very excited for this match because during Game 1, ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles won in straight sets. But in Game 2, the Petro Gazz Angels won also in straight sets. So coming into this game, we don't know what will be the outcome. Will we have a straight set finish or an extended match? But for the quarterfinals, of course, the Creamline Cool Smashers and the Akari Chargers and Choco Mucho Flying Titans are already in the semifinals, which will be a single round robin affair. And the Chargers and Flying Titans will battle it out this Saturday. But while the winner of today's match will take on the Cool Smashers. And of course, the top two teams will move on to the semifinals. Will move on to the championship, but the bottom teams will battle it out for bronze, and that will be a best-of-3 series.
So there you have it, a fight to the finish for all our squads, especially our two teams today. Now, Paneng, let's backtrack a little bit. Let's revisit what happened in Game 2 of the series, where the Petro Gazz Angels, they came up big and they finally redeemed themselves against the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles.
Well, after getting swept in Game 1, the Angels responded in kind of a 3-set win of their own. In Game 1, the Angels had a hard time because of a good net and floor defense of the Thunderbelles, which only limited 2 players to score in double digits. But in Game 2, it was a different story because 4 players from the Petro Gazz Angels got at least 11 points. And the Petro Gazz Angels actually relied on their veterans. And I think the game changer for that was Chi Saet and Jonas Sabete, because they started for that game for the Angels. But for the ZUS Thunderbelles, on the other hand, they had trouble during Game 2 because hindi sila nakaabot ng 20-point mark during the first and second set. But the second set, they only scored 13. But nung third set, they were able to bounce back, but it was just not enough to get that set win and win the game for the ZUS Coffee.
That's right, for Petro Gazz, they were able to show their dominance once again. It was a totally different team from what we witnessed in Game 1 of that series. And although it was a total team effort, sabi mo nga, 4 Angels in double digits, there were 2 players who really stood out and became the difference makers for this team. None other than the veterans themselves. We have Jonah Sabete, the returning Jonah Sabete, and of course the OG Angel na kilalang kilala mo, si Miss Chi Saet.
Right, and you did mention they were definitely the difference makers for the Angels in Game 2, Jonah Sabete and Chi Saet. But Chi Saet actually came off the bench in the first 2 sets during Game 1, but started in Game 3. And I think Coach Koji might have seen something in that third set that prompted him to utilize Chi in Game 2, where she tallied 18 excellent sets. But on the other hand, another big story for the Angels is the return of Jonas Sabete, because she was sidelined in the past 2 months due to an injury. But during that game, she started for the Petro Gazz Angels and finished with 11 points, including 2 aces. So it will be interesting to see for this game if Coach Koji will use the same winning recipe for this game.
And the veterans need to step up today. And someone who also needs to step up, but she always does anyway, is none other than BBS herself, Brooke Van Sickle. Take a look at the numbers on your screens, her stats for Game 1 and Game 2. Impressive performance as always by BBS.
Well, impressive indeed because she's actually a constant source of points for the Petro Gazz Angels. She scored 18 points during Game 1. That was with 13 digs and 11 receptions. But during Game 2, she led Petro Gazz again in the offense with 17 points and 8 digs. So actually, the Thunderbelles haven't found any answers for BBS. But coming into this game, of course, Brooke Van Sickle will score more points again for their squad.
You know, I want to nitpick on that impressive word today because another thing that you guys mentioned, you know, is the return of Jonah Sabete. Truly impressive on the side of Jonah, especially on that Game 2. You know, she was sidelined for 2 months, as Paneng mentioned, due to an injury. It is really no joke, the kind of recovery that she's gone through. You know, she told me talagang it was an emotional roller coaster ride for her. But you know what? The fighting spirit within Jonah Sabete, she told me na every training, magsisingit daw siya, tatalon niya. She was actually advised to not play that much, to lessen the jumping drills, especially during trainings. And you know, actually, 8 weeks pa yung sinabi sa kanya ng doktor. And next week pa dapat siya babalik for this PVL. And yun, alam mo yun, makulit talaga siya. Pasaway nga si Ate Jonah nyo. But you know what? For the Petro Gazz Angels, Rem Palma told me that it's all about the puso. Yung puso talaga yung pinaguhugutan nila, especially in this do or die game that we have today.
So it's gonna be all hard here for the Petro Gazz Angels. And I mean, Jonah Sabete, sabi mo nga, dapat next week pa, di ba?
Yes.
Yung pagbabalik niya, well, napaaga nga ng konti. And I'm sure the Petro Gazz Angels are really happy that she's back and she contributed the 11 points against Zeus Coffee in Game number 2. Thanks for that, Lex. All right, let's move on over to the other side of the court. Pag-usapan naman natin ang ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles and their main playmaker, the main architect of their offense, team captain, Clo Mondoñedo.
That's right. And actually, Mondoñedo is arguably the most consistent player from ZUS Coffee in the quarterfinals. In Game 1, she was able to execute 19 excellent sets, and she followed it up with 15 excellent sets in Game 2. But also in Game 2, she also had 5 digs, but they lost that game in straight sets. But not to mention also, Mondoñedo was the conference 4th best setter at the end of the preliminaries. So ZUS Coffee's team captain has to bring her A game today and fuel the offense of ZUS if she wants her team to advance in the semifinals.
Absolutely. They are gonna rely heavily on the team captain, Clo Mondoñedo, as well as their prize middle blocker, the rookie, Thea Gagate, who has continued to make waves here in her PVL debut this season.
That's right. And Gagate has been steady for most of the series, both in her attacks and net defense. Now, Thea Gagate was able to tally 11 points and 3 blocks during Game 1 and 8 points and 1 block during Game 2. And she is a former UAAP champion and actually no stranger to high-stakes games. And today's Game 3 is an early test of her young career in the PVL.
But you know what? You guys mentioned all about this, you know, the defensive aspect for the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles. But I want to highlight also, you know, they had trouble in their offensive flow and finding that offensive flow in Game 2. Now, they really want to rekindle the Game 1 magic that they had. And that's why, you know, I got to speak with Clo Mondoñedo earlier today. She was telling me about the leadership and growth that she's gone through from being, you know, a farm fresh foxy before. And she can't really comprehend in her head how much she's grown from that moment on that she joined here in the PVL. And that's something that she's trying to embody and trying to replicate dun sa mga teammates niya, especially with the veteran players like with the likes of Jobs Gonzaga and of course there's Chai Troncoso as well. But you know what, especially yun ngang growth that we've seen from these players, the person or the people who are actually supporting these athletes are of course the lovely PVL fans who are tuned in on the Pilipinas Live app. We actually have a poll question for you today, and that is which team's role players will deliver timely spikes. We have lots of choices for you, the likes of Brooke Van Sickle, the likes of Joves Gonzaga for the Thunderbelles. But of course, you can also tune in the conversation and join in using the hashtag PVL2025. Now, Paneng and Billy, I know we've had a long pregame, so why don't we get this started?
Exactly, Lex. Well, the stage is finally set. So when we come back, it's Petro Gazz versus Zeus Coffee. Win or go home, only here on One Sports.
Madam Auri.
Sorry, pakat
Kinakabahan ako dito. Most memorable quote from Coach this conference.
Favorite moment ni Coach, as nonchalant coach daw, yung nag-cheer siya kapag nakakapuntos yung player niya. Abangan niya yun. May mga moments yung gano'n.
Madam Auri.
Sorry, pakat
Kinakabahan ako dito. Most memorable quote from Coach this conference.
Favorite moment ni Coach, as nonchalant coach daw, yung nag-cheer siya kapag nakakapuntos yung player niya. Abangan niya yun. May mga moments yung gano'n.
Actually, dahil ko narinig sa kanya sa game, work, Myla. Parang mas sinasabi niya na trabaho. Kailangan alam mo yung trabaho mo sa loob ng court. And the past two conference, we played opposite naman. So, siya tinanggap ko naman yun, yung trabaho na yun. So, kailangan talaga ibigay mo yung best mo sa loob ng court. Kung ano mga maging kailangan this conference and makamit namin yung goal namin. Who from your team helped you to the most this conference? Kiligin na naman sa joke lang. Una, syempre yung mga setter, yung tiwala nila sa akin kung paano nilabas yung laro ko this conference. And syempre, pangalawa, si Mami A, sinang Aisa, kasi siya lagi yung kasama ko sa loob ng, I mean, not sa loob, I mean sa training and sa labas.
The seniors, which is Ate Jove and Ate Chatter. Pagka-veteran nila, nadala nila dito. And pagka-senior nila as Achis, nadadala nila sa loob ng court. And parang nakaka-help yun sa akin. Hindi lang sa akin actually. Sa the whole team kasi nakakapag-perform kami ng maayos sa loob ng court.
What do you want your team to improve on from this conference? Diesel kami. I mean, kumbaga, pag mga first set talaga, parang iba yung galaw namin, sobrang tahimik namin. Kailangan, pag start pa lang ng game, kailangan i-go mo na kung ano yung dapat mong gawin sa loob ng court.
What was your favorite fan interaction? Iloilo days. And ang saya lang kasi nakikita namin yung mga support ng mga ZUS fans kahit nasa malayo sila. Nakikita namin na parang natutuwa sila sa team namin. Like sa mga other teams and kahit bago pa lang yung team namin. So parang may supporters na kami.
Kinakabahan ako dito.
Good evening and welcome to the Phil Sports Arena. It is match number 87 in the qualifying round. The third match and the deciding match between the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles and the Petro Gazz Angels. Presenting your officials. First referee, Joy De Imos, international referee. Second referee, Patrick Allen Castillo, national referee. Let's now call on the starters from your ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles. Let's start off with jersey number 1, Michelle Gamit. Calling on their middle blocker, jersey number 3, Thea Gagate. Calling on their outside hitter, Chai Troncoso. Team captain, jersey number 8, Clo Mondeñedo. Jersey number 10, Chini Arroyo. And completing the starting 6 is their veteran, Jovelyn Gonzaga. Libero is number 14, Dolly Versosa. And their head coach is the ever-smiling Jerry Yee. Now let's call on the starters from your Petro Gazz Angels. Let's start off with jersey number 2, their setter, Janelle Cheng. Together with jersey number 9, Rem Palma. Number 10, Brooke Van Sickle. Number 13, MJ Phillips. Number 15, Myla Pablo. And number 20, Jonah Sabete. Libero is number 23, Bilov Barbon. Head coach is Koji Chuzuru Baya.
Introducing the starters on your screens for the Zeus Coffee Thunderbelles. We have Gagate, Gamit, Gonzaga, Mondoñedo, Arroyo, Troncoso, and Dolly Versosa, their libero. And over on the other side, court for the Petro Gazz Angels, we have MJ Phillips, Rem Palma, Jonah Sabete. That's Chisa. It's supposed to be Chisa. It's Brooke Van Sickle, Myla Pablo, and Bilov Barbon, Billy Capistrano with Paneng de Koenig Swarter. We have Lexi Rodriguez on deck to give us the latest from the sidelines. We have two teams who are looking to enter the semifinals. Paneng, a very crucial matchup for the two of them.
This is a very important game for both squads, and we did discuss during the pregame if Coach Koji will use the same winning recipe that he used in Game 2, and indeed, he used Chisa and Jonah Sapete to start for the Petro Gazz Angels this set 1.
So a couple of adjustments here on the side of the Petro Gazz Angels, which Paneng mentioned worked for them in game number 2 of this series. Gagate will try. They bump this one to Sabete, challenging the blockers of Zeus Coffee. They go to Arroyo from the left pin. That was saved.
A good save.
It's still alive, still playable. They send this one over. Chance for the blue shirts. And they give this one to Gagate. Gets the first point of the ball game.
That was a long rally. 1 point. First point pa lang tayo for this game. And of course, Cloan already activating Thea Gagate. And we did mention the same lineup from Petro Gazz Angels, but this is a change in the lineup for Zeus Coffee because Jov Gonzaga will start for their squad.
And we all know how lethal Jov can be as well. She's been an integral part of this Zeus Coffee team. However, this one will go to Petro Gazz.
Yeah, our first referee, Joy De Imos, called that inside.
No challenge here for Zeus Coffee. They're going to let it pass as we are tied at 1 point apiece. We have Brooke Van Sickle. She has been amazing as always this whole conference, the heart and soul of this Petro Gazz team. And that is point number 2 here for Thea Gagate as we turn it over to Lexi Rodriguez.
More than the battle of skills, Billy and Paneng, this is also a battle of who wants it more, the battle of a fighting spirit. And earlier, Paneng, you mentioned that Thea Gagate, who scored the first point in this match, is no stranger to high-stake matches like this. And that's because of her Lasallian spirit. She told me that they really had trouble finding the perfect flow from the first pass in Game 2. So they went back to the drawing board in training. And it's that unwavering Lasallian spirit that's built on resilience, grit and heart that will continue to drive Thea and hopefully the rest of the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles as they push for success in this match. Billy and Paneng.
Thank you for that report, Lexi. And Thea Gagate, of course, having been under Coach Ramil, alam niya yan and how to act in situations like this one, especially in win-or-go-home matches like this. And I'm sure you know that as well.
Yes. Actually, dyan kami tumanda na with Coach Ramil.
Tumanda talaga yung word.
Yes, I mean, we started like fresh from high school and then pagdating namin ng college, grabe yung training and grabe yung discipline. So we learned a lot during our university days.
Which has a lot about the composure here of Thea as we get back to this game. Zeus Coffee holding on to a 1-point advantage. Saet will send this one to Myla Pablo. Puts it away.
That was actually a low set from Saet for Myla Pablo, but that play worked well for the Petro Gazz Angels because humahabol pa yung blockers ng Zeus Coffee.
And if you compare both these teams, we can really say that Petro Gazz, sila talaga yung mas veteran team. Pero sabi nga ni Lexi at the top of the coverage, even if they're veterans, they still experience the jitters, especially going up against a very fearless squad like Zeus Coffee, hungry for their first semifinals appearance. They're gonna save this one. Easy over. Chance again for the blue shirts. Tugamit is blocked, single block. Chance now for Petro Gazz. Pablo again. Great defense from both teams. Saet sets up MJ Phillips. Nothing yet. So as early as now, loving the hustle that these two squads are showing. Back row, blocked.
That was a long rally and it ended with a kill block from Zeus Coffee.
And this block of the set is brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Go ahead, Panay.
Yeah, I think that set was a bit too low for Van Sickle.
Not the best of sets coming from Saet. Back row attack this time from Zeus Coffee. A little too strong there for Chini Arroyo.
Service to 15.
Good serve from Pablo.
Troncoso. Dug up. They go to MJ Phillips. Right on the money for Phillips.
Good set from Saet dahil ang layo na niya sa net but she was still able to set it on the quick for MJ Phillips.
The returning as well, MJ Phillips here for the Petro Gazz Angels. And it's also good to note that Coach Jerry Yee actually used to coach Petro Gazz. So a lot of familiar players to him. Saet goes to MJ for the quick.
Okay, as early as now, we know that Saet is already activating her middle attackers, confusing the blockers of Zeus Coffee Thunderbelles. And medyo nahihirapan nandito sa floor defense ang Thunderbelles dahil ang bibilis na ng sets na binibigay ni Saet.
That's right, and that's not going to help their case either. Too much angle on the attack from Mitch Gamit. MJ Phillips, one of the middle blockers, of course, here for Petro Gazz, scoring 11 points in their match versus Zeus Coffee in that previous game. Hoping to replicate that as well. Petro Gazz has it. The toss to Van Sickle, dug up. Saet with a 1-2. Nobody there for Zeus Coffee. Great awareness from the OG Angel, Saet.
And actually, the blockers of the Thunderbelles forgot that she is in the front row. And pag overball, we know yung 1-2 play is very effective for Saet. And now with a 4-point advantage for the Petro Gazz Angels, we are at first technical timeout.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Arena Plus, Astig sa Sports. Welcome back to the Phil Sports Arena. Here comes Myla Pablo. Welcomes us back with a service error as she tries to figure out what went wrong sa palo niya. It's a 3-point lead for Petro Gazz. So far, so good for the red shirts. We have Troncoso. She's been impressive as well here for Zeus Coffee. She will serve as Saet. Bumps this one to Brooke. Met at the net.
Good block from Mitch Gamit. It was a one-on-one block and spike there on that side, but she was able to time her block properly. Take a look at that.
And Mitch Gamit right now averaging 8.6 points per game here in our All-Filipino Conference. Joust at the net. That is won by the Petro Gazz Angels. It rolls outside.
That was a veteran move from Chisaet. As he waited for the blocker to jump and try to block that over ball, but Chisaet swiped the ball off the hands of the blockers, scoring, getting that point.
And we were talking about Chisaet right before the coverage started. She's been with Petro Gazz since 2018. Has stayed loyal to this squad. Naabutan mo pa siya.
Naabutan ko pa, yes. I was the opposite hitter for the Petro Gazz Angels before. Nakasabay ko dun si Chisaet.
So yeah, she's been with Petro Gazz the entire time and has been one of the instrumental figures here for the Angels. Let's get back to this game. 4-point lead for Petro Gazz. That's inside.
Above the
For Arroyo,
blockers.
yep.
Yeah, good hit from Arroyo. It was actually not a strong spike, but a good target on the long ball.
Really avoiding the blockers of the Angels going long there. Chini Arroyo cuts the lead down to 7. Barbon tosses it to Brooke.
Good defense from Jov Gonzaga.
Brooke awfully silent to start off our game. Saet, slide attack from Palma. It's still alive. Saet tries again. Makes it work. Talking about Rem.
Same slide attack, but different result there for Rem Palma. But you know, yung defense ng Zeus Coffee, ang ganda ng floor defense nila. Nakita din natin yan nung game 1, nahirapan yung Petro Gazz Angels. Kaya we're seeing a lot of long rallies for this game.
And that is more volleyball for all our fans, whether watching on Filipinas Live or here in Phil Sports. Service ace for the veteran Chisaet. Making the most out of her playing time here. Gagate with a quick. Nothing. Saet back set to Sabete waiting. Gagate again. This time she makes sure she scores the point.
This is a good rotation for Zeus Coffee with Thea Gagate in front. As long as they have a good first ball or defense, sakto kay Cloan Montañedo, for sure she will activate Thea Gagate in the middle.
Sabete will adjust. Regalo for Rem Palma. She'll take it.
That over ball. Saktong-sakto kay Rem Palma.
And she is also off to a hot start here in the first set. Scoreboard reads 13-8 in favor still of the red shirts. Saet. They make do. Zeus Coffee has it. Troncoso from the back row.
Much needed point for the Thunderbelles courtesy of that back row hit from Troncoso. Tumama sa block ni Rem Palma kaya medyo na late din sa pwesto si Brooke Van Sickle for the defense.
And that's gonna be her first point of the game. Talking about Chai Troncoso, a welcome addition to this Zeus Coffee team. Van Sickle, still nothing for Brooke. They find Troncoso again. Myla from the left pin. It is good. And this spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin', pasalubong ng bayan.
That was actually a good save from Chini Arroyo, but no response there for the second ball from the Thunderbelles.
So we have the Petro Gazz Angels now Paneng kind of widening the gap here in the first set. And if you're Zeus Coffee, you gotta catch up quick because you know what Petro Gazz can do if they further extend that lead. And that's what you want, especially from your veterans. That was from Jove Gonzaga.
Take a look at the angle of the opposite hit from Jove Gonzaga. Tumama sa kamay ni MJ Phillips kaya rin na gulo yung pwesto sa defense ni Jonah Sabete.
They're trying to chip away now on the lead of Petro Gazz. 4-point advantage for the red shirts. Pablo waits for it. A little too tight. That's gonna go to the Angels.
There was a net touch violation called on Mondoñedo kasi pa overball na yung
Medyo
ball.
alanganin na.
Yeah, and she tried to set that ball.
We have her back kind of grazing the bottom tape of the net there. 5-point lead, Petro Gazz. Sabete was gone for quite a while. As Lexi mentioned, dapat next week pababalik. Napaaga ng konti. And that's gonna go to Zeus Coffee, calling a check on that one.
That was Troncoso targeting down the line and tumama doon. May check ball kay Chi Saet.
Saet, one-hand set to Phillips. Babalik sa Petro Gazz. Easy over, a chance for Zeus Coffee. Nothing yet. Saet to Phillips. Just not enough firepower to send it over as we send this to our second technical timeout. Petro Gazz lead 16-11.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Stay on top of all the exciting volleyball action with Mitch Cobb and Neil Flores as they give us the latest on the second round of the UAAP Season 87 Volleyball Tournament and the Spikers Turf semi-finals. Watch a starting lineup now for free via the Pilipinas Live app. Still here at the Phil Sports Arena, it's Petro Gazz versus Zeus Coffee. Win or go home. Quarterfinals Game 3 between these two squads. Only have one winner, obviously making it to the semis. We have Troncoso trying, unsuccessful. Chisaet finds Brooke. And that's gonna be the second point, only the second point here for BBS.
Well, everyone, the rest of the Petro Gazz Angels actually is contributing in the scoring department. But if you're Zeus Coffee, medyo nahihirapan sila makipagsabayan dito sa Petro Gazz Angels, and we're seeing a 6 points advantage for the red shirts. But that one is a quick side out from Cloan Mondoñedo.
And she is the team captain here for Zeus Coffee. We talked about her as well in the pregame, top of the coverage. But she's such a big factor for this team. That is why she needs to provide, the points that she can get, as well as that leadership experience. Good save from Jonah. Brooke. Babalik sa Petro Gazz. She saw it. Decides to go to BVS again.
Oh,
Dug up.
Grabe yung defense si Jove Gonzaga.
Against Brooke also, nonetheless. All right, she saw it. Finds Brooke. trying to make something happen, and she does.
Of course, that was a fast drop ball actually from Van Sickle. Take a look at that again. On top of the blockers.
She was not expecting that as well, kaya natawa na lang siya. But a point is a point.
That's right.
And speaking of, MJ Phillips now with 3 attack points under her belt. It's a 6-point lead for Petro Gazz. Easy pickings here for the Angels. Van Sickle again, straight to the hands of Jov Gonzaga. Gamit! Scores another one. That is her 3rd point for Zeus Coffee.
I did mention earlier that once na may okay na dumating na defense or first ball kay Cloan, palagi niya ina-activate kagad yung middle attackers niya. And every time na nagsiset siya ng ganon, nako-convert nila into a point kagad.
And the middles have been shining here for Zeus Coffee. We have Aying checking in for the first time. Saet to Palma. Babies that one. It will go to Zeus Coffee.
That one will not work if the set is a bit too low in the quick because Thea Gagate is in the front row. So, mabilis siya makakuha ng block, lalo na pag mababa yung set.
And Thea Gagate is the 2nd best middle blocker at the end of the preliminary round, or the qualifying round rather. So you all know how talented she is. An excellent net coverage always for her, except that time because it will go to BVS. And just like that, we were saying no, na medyo quiet siya itong first set. Ito na nga, 4 points agad-agad for Brooke. Chisa, it was serve. Arroyo makes do. Saet, the toss to Brooke. Nobody there for Zeus Coffee.
Everything working well for the side of Petro Gazz Angels. Palagi siya nakakuha ng quick side out.
And you know what I'm noticing about this Petro Gazz team, Paneng? They're so composed. And it's like there's no pressure at all on their end.
That's right.
Very loose how they're playing right now as compared to Zeus Coffee. Sabete. That's a great dive there by Tempiatura, saving that one. However, the blocking here for Zeus Coffee, keeping them alive in the first set. I mean, Thea Gagate has been incredible. 5 points for Gagate, and she has been carrying this Zeus Coffee team on her back, leading all scorers for them.
Well, the rest of the Thunderbells should also step up because we know that Petro Gazz Angels is also a good blocking team. So once na mabantayan nila si Thea Gagate, the rest of the spikers should step up para din mahirapan makahabol sa blockings ang Angels.
And to prove our point, a while ago, nag-flash nga sa screen, 4 block points already for Zeus Coffee. Nothing yet here for Petro Gazz. Montoñedo getting ready to serve for the blue shirts. 4-point lead for the Angels. Legoro Gagate is blocked. They bump this one to Jov Gonzaga. Dug up by Saet. They look to Jonas Abete. Is denied again.
I think that's Thea Gagate again.
Yep, that is Thea Gagate. So a quick 6 points for Gagate. Very impressive here in our first set. And the Angels will call for time.
Jonah can run.
No, Jonah, run!
Yeah, Jonah run. Brooke pass here in the outside. Here. Dahan-dahan tayo mabasa. Tayo magmadali. Pasa muna para maka-execute ng magandang play. Isa lang.
I go, let's go! Hi!
One next play tayo. Hey, Petro Gazz Angels!
So there you have it, Petro Gazz Angels trying to make some much-needed adjustments. Zeus Coffee trying to play catch-up here in the first set. 3 points down. Saet, they need a good swing. They go to Brooke. Arroyo from the left pin. And that is good for Chini Arroyo, joining the scoring party here for Zeus Coffee, led by, of course, Thea Gagate. Take a look at this. That is off the hands of Myla Pablo. Substitution for Coach Koji. We have Rania Musa checking in for the first time today. Trying to add some height here. They go to Musa off the bench. Not the best of sets for her.
Chance here for the Thunderbelles.
And they go to Thea. Arroyo will try. Brooke again. Fearless on the attack, using the hands of the blockers with a hit out. 6 points for PBS.
A much-needed point for the Petro Gazz Angels to cut the momentum of the Zeus Coffee Thunderbelles. Medyo malayo na nung hinabol nila. But nahirapan magkakuha ng magandang first ball yung Petro Gazz Angels. Good serves ni Cloan and a good run for the Thunderbelles.
We all know how gritty of a team Zeus Coffee can be. Little miscue there for the Angels, giving multiple chances here for Zeus Coffee.
Two points advantage na lang meron dito ang Petro Gazz Angels, and alam natin na kayang-kayang habulin yan ng Thunderbelles.
With the way that they have been playing also the past couple of games, especially in the series. Sabete. They're gonna give this one to Troncoso. Is blocked. And finally, a block here for the Angels.
That was Jonah Sabete closing down the line for the Petro Gazz Angels. Nowhere to go for Troncoso.
Ganda ng pagsabay.
Yeah.
Block ni Sabete kay Troncoso.
But this is actually a strong front row for the Thunderbelles with Troncoso, Gagate, and Gonzaga in the front row. And that service error will not help the Petro Gazz Angels.
A little shaky for Rania Musa coming off the bench. She will go ahead and take a little bit of a break. Her team is up, but by just 2 points against Zeus Coffee. Gagate, 6 points off 3 attacks and 3 blocks right off the rip.
Oh, but that one is outside.
Too much angle for Gagate. MJ Phillips on your screens. And of course, we have Maiso Pontillas checking in as well. Double substitution. Maiso Pontillas and Janelle Cheng for Sabete and Chisaet.
And Kate Santiago checking in for Job Gonzaga.
They need firepower. Talking about Zeus Coffee. 23 serving 20. They go to Santiago.
Medyo naguluhan sila doon on who will get the coverage. But that one is a good anticipation from Myla Pablo, getting that kill block for the Petro Gazz Angels.
And putting them at set point here. Janelle Cheng serving again. Mondoñedo. And they're gonna get that. And they're 3 points behind, just 3 points. Take a look at this.
That was Mitch Gamit on the quick.
Serving 24. They need a good swing to end this set. They go to Maiso Pontillas, and as always, the veteran delivers, much to the delight of the Petro Gazz Angels faithful in attendance here in ZUS Sports.
Take a look at that angle. Medyo hindi rin okay yung pwesto ni Cloan and ni Kate on who will get that cross-court hit of Pontillas. And we know that's her strong angle. So there is a Pontillas.
There you have it. Petro Gazz takes set number 1 from Zeus Coffee, 25 to 21.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
And the Petro Gazz Angels take set number 1 from the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles, 25-21, 27 minutes of play for that first set. Pili Capistrano with Paneng Tectonics quarter. And it was a pretty dominant first set here for the Angels. Paneng, I mean for ZUS Coffee, their blocking really was a key factor for them in that first set. Just wasn't enough firepower from everybody else in the end.
That's right, but it was actually a dominant start of the first set for the Petro Gazz Angels. Not until ZUS Thunderbelles, gumana na yung blockings nila and better floor defense during the latter part of that set. Kaya dumikit din yung points nila, especially when Cloan started to have good serve during the latter part. But looking at the statistics, Petro Gazz Angels with 17 attack points, 2 kill blocks, and 1 service ace for that set. But na-lessen nila yung errors nila with 2 errors only compared to 5 of ZUS Thunderbelles. But for ZUS, they had 12 attacks, 6 blocks. That was a lot actually, but I think ilan ba dun from Thea? Naka-apat yata si Thea for that set. But 1 service ace also from the Thunderbelles. So definitely the blockings will help the Thunderbelles na makadikit sa puntos nitong Petro Gazz Angels. But if you're Petro Gazz, as much as possible, wag sila mag-relax because we saw that during the first set nung nagkaroon sila ng malaking lamang on the scoreboard. Nakahabol ang Thunderbelles. But we'll see same lineup for the second set for the Petro Gazz Angels and also for ZUS Thunderbelles. But you know, ZUS, they need to have a good start for this second set. Dahil ang slow nila.
Definitely.
They started slow during the first set and they're just waiting for the set plays from the Petro Gazz Angels.
And I think with the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles, they cannot allow Petro Gazz to dictate the pace of the game early on because it will be very, very challenging for them in the long run. Here we go, set number 2, Petro Gazz versus ZUS Coffee. Here comes Brooke Van Sickle. What a great dive there, save of the ball. They bump this one to Sabete. They Agagate with a quick. You got players diving on the court. Great defense from both these squads. Back set to Jov Gonzaga. That is outside for the Bionic Ilongga.
Too much of an angle for Jov. I think he's having a hard time for this game dahil nababantayan na siya nung mga blockers ng Petro Gazz Angels.
Saet restores order. They go to Sabete. Off the hands of Mondoñedo.
Quick 2 points for Petro Gazz Angels. And again, ZUS Coffee, medyo slow na naman sila nag-start. And then tong second set, allowing the Petro Gazz Angels to set the pace for this set.
What adjustments, you know, does ZUS Coffee need to do? Let's watch how everything pans out here. Van Sickle.
Oh,
that's a good save from Mondoñedo. We have ZUS Coffee asking for a check and they get it.
Yeah, there was a check ball, but grabe yung defense na yun ni Cloan Mondoñedo.
Credit
really,
that, yep.
Really guarding that down the line.
There was a check, definitely on the fingers of Jonas Sabete. Arroyo will serve. Saet. Brooke. The toss to Troncoso.
Oh.
That's 4 touches. Doesn't go over.
Naiba yung approach doon ni Troncoso for the open hit. So that one is a 3-point for the Petro Gazz Angels, giving them a 2-point advantage.
And a couple of scrappy plays here for ZUS Coffee to start our second set, and that's going to be an ace. And just like that, point number 7 for BVS.
And during the preliminaries, actually si BVS yung number 1 best server.
I was going to say, always lethal on the service line. But actually, Brooke in general is such a lethal player. As we turn this one over to Lexi Rodriguez. Go ahead, Lex.
Thanks, Billy and Panang. You know, as you mentioned, Petro Gazz is definitely starting off strong in that first set. And in this second set, and at the helm of it all is setter Chi Saet with her veteran poise that is coming out of her. You know, this dominance is exactly the mindset that they're carrying into this match. As I said, the veteran in her is showing calm, strategic, and always in control. Sabi niya nga sa akin kanina, alam niyo, sa ganitong laban, hindi pwedeng gigil. Kailangan diskarte talaga yung umiiral. And her ability to read the opposing team's movements allows her to make, you know, that split-second adjustments, giving her spikers the best possible looks. And with every smart set and clever play, Chi's experience and leadership are giving Petro Gazz the edge that they need in this set. Back to you, Billy and Panang.
A lot of experience really here for the veteran Chi Saet, and that's why she is manning the offense here for Petro Gazz. I will sail outside, off the hands rather, of Rem Palma as Zeus Coffee gets their third point of our second set. Two-point lead now for the Angels. Gonzaga serving.
Good first ball.
And they go to Sabete.
Chance here for Petro Gazz.
And Chi will choose Myla Pablo. Gonzaga has been relentless on defense here for Zeus Coffee as it sails outside for Pablo.
You know, hindi masyadong nakakuha ng madaming punto si Jov Gonzaga for this game, but every time she's in the back row, grabe yung defense niya. She's one of the good receivers and nakakabasa ng magandang pwesto ng spikers itong si Jov Gonzaga. Kaya kahit gaano kalakas yung palo mo, basta nabasa ni Jov, ang ganda din ng balik ng depensa.
She's doing everything she can to help this team, whether it's on offense or defense, and Troncoso gets point number 4 under her belt. Getting it through the block. That's a good serve from Jov. Pablo will adjust. Chance here for the blue shirts. Mondoñedo goes to Gamit, is denied.
That set was too slow for Mitch Gamit.
And this block of the set is brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference.
Ang ganda ng tulong doon ng the double block ni Myla Pablo.
Petro Gazz, fourth best blocking team at the end of the qualifying round. That's a service ace for Jonna Sabete. First one of the game for her.
That was the second service ace for the Petro Gazz Angels for this set. And we just started this set number 2.
Petro Gazz, one of the better serving teams here for in the PVL rather. However, always right on cue, jinxing it. Service error for Sabete. 1 point lead, Petro Gazz. Here come the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles.
Oh, good serve.
A sharp one. Oh, that's inside for Myla Pablo. As we go to our first technical timeout, Petro Gazz holding on to a 2-point advantage.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
SB Finance, ang BFF na malalapitan. Thank you for joining us here on the Pilipinas Live app on One Sports Plus. Whether you're watching with your bestie here, Phil Sports Arena as well, or possibly your family. It is our PVL Tuesday, Winner Go Home Tuesday here between the Petro Gazz Angels and the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles. For those who just tuned in, Petro Gazz leading in this game as they took that set number 1. Billy Capistrano and Paneng de Kunig Swarter. Of course, we have Lexi Rodriguez giving us all the latest insider info from the sidelines. Here we go. 8-6, our scoreboard reads. Easy pickings for Myla Pablo. They go to MJ Phillips.
Oh! Good connection between Cloan Mondoñedo and Mitch Gamit.
Elser, number 1.
A quick attack from Mitch Gamit. Sabi nga ni Paneng, excellent connection there from Mondoñedo. Great execution from Gamit. Sait to BBS.
Super shot by Brooke
And the blue shirts were left stunned. Pure power from Brooke Van Sickle.
Quick side out for the Petro Gazz Angels.
2-point lead for the Angels. They go to Arroyo. Another side out here for Zeus Coffee.
Right, that was actually a good read from Cloan Mondoñedo. Nakita niya na dalawa na yung blockers ni Thea Gagate na for sure babantayan siya. But she was still able to set that ball to Arroyo.
And what about Brooke Van Sickle? Also relentless on the attacks. So just making things happen for Petro Gazz.
But you did mention during the first set na medyo slow yung start
That's
niya.
right.
Parang latter part pa nung first set siya nakakuha ng mga sunod-sunod na points for the Angels. But the start of this second set, maganda na yung momentum ni Brooke Van Sickle.
3 points so far in just the second set for Brooke. 9 points in total. But Chini Arroyo now also with her 3rd point of the second set with a total of 5.
This is a better set for the Thunderbelles. Dahil nung first set, ang layo na kagad nung lamang ng Petro Gazz Angels. But this time, dumidikit lang sila sa lamang ng Petro Gazz.
Just a 1-point lead for the Angels here. Your Zeus Coffee, you want to tie this game. You want to overtake Petro Gazz. Brooke Van Sickle. They're scrambling for the ball. And they're able to send it over. Chance for Petro Gazz. Back set to Jonas Abete. And she is denied. As Shai Troncoso ties this game. We are at 10-all. You got to take a look at this replay.
That one is a good block from Troncoso. Nabasa na niya na dadalhin ni Jonas Abete or she will target down the line.
And so far, 7 blocks so far here for Zeus Coffee. Miscue. And John Gonzaga joining in.
This is the first time na lalamang ang Zeus Thunderbelles for this set. And this spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan. Timeout here, Petro Gazz.
D4 offense no good running. C no good running. Blocker no movement. I go one catch. Let's go. Good catch. Good catch. Also follow spiker.
Start with pass.
Block cover. Block cover. Cover.
Petro Gazz Angels.
This is going to be the first lead, as Paneng mentioned, of Zeus Coffee versus Petro Gazz here in our second set. So proving to be a very interesting matchup between these two teams. I mean, for Petro Gazz, they are the veteran team here, but for Zeus Coffee, they have never been in the semifinals. In fact, last conference, they did not win a single game. So what a jump and what improvement that we're seeing really from this squad here. As we tied this game, specifically, it is Sabete. Great time out there called by Coach Koji. Gagate with a kill.
Look at that.
Above her blockers, that was the Gagate.
Zeus Coffee will regain the lead here.
But now she's in the back row. But of course, we also know Mitch Gamit is also deadly whenever she goes for the quick.
Pablo. Legoro Troncoso. It's sent back. Troncoso again. Different approach. BBS from the back. Right in front of Bea.
That was a good set from Saed to BBS in the back row. A good height and good distance from the line.
BVS right now, sabi nga natin, heart and soul of this Petro Gazz team, averaging 19.1 points per game. It continues for the Petro Gazz Angels.
Unforced error from the Thunderbelles. That attack from Troncoso was too low. It didn't go over the net, giving a 1-point advantage to the Petro Gazz Angels.
And if you're Petro Gazz, you want to be able to sustain and maintain this lead, but not that way. Definitely not. That is a service error from Rem Palma. We're tied again, 13 apiece. Saet to Phillips, and I think they are planning that also before, after that service error, para nag-usap na si Chi at si MJ.
May set play na sila kagad, but take a look at that jump set from Saed. Kita niya kagad na one blocker lang yung nakatapat kay MJ Phillips. So ang daming dadaanan ng quick spike na yon ni Phillips.
And Phillips actually started as an opposite hitter when she arrived here in the Philippines. Even in college, it was actually Coach Jerry that asked her if she wanted to try playing middle blocker, a position she played back in high school. It worked out well for her.
Yeah, she's good in blocking and definitely also whenever she goes for the quick hit.
Very effective middle blocker. Very talented as well. Speaking of, right on cue, we got MJ Phillips.
But credit that point also to Chi Saet because na-identify na ng Thunderbelles sa front row si Chi, but she went for that jump set on the overball and was still able to set that one-handed quick to MJ Phillips. Kaya nag-iba din yung timing ng blocking ng Thunderbelles.
6 points now for MJ Phillips. Gonzaga rolls it over. Same with Brooke, but Brooke gets it.
Yung defense ng Thunderbelles, lahat naka-atras sa likod, waiting for a strong hit. But that 2-point advantage will give the second technical timeout for this second set.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Pasig, we have the Petro Gazz faithful cheering on their favorite team, as well as the fans of the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles enjoying this match between these two very talented and pretty squads. And of course, we have Sir Miko Halili, head of sports content of Signal TV, enjoying this game as well. Always present and ever so supportive. 2-point lead for the Angels. Myla Pablo will serve. Mondoñedo back set to Gamit. Saet to Phillips. Not this time. One hand.
Oh! Veteran move, Chi Saet.
With eyes at the back of her head, Chi Saet.
Well, we do know na kaya niya mag 1-2 play whenever she's in the front row. Pero grabe, yung read na yon. She saw na walang nakapwesto doon na defense ng Thunderbelles. Ang layo ng side support.
And Chi Saet now with 4 points as well in this game. It's a 3-point lead for the Angels. Saet tosses it to BVS. Gets it through.
Now the momentum is on the side of the Petro Gazz Angels. Start of this set, lumamang sila but dumikit. At nakalamang pa yung Thunderbelles, but this time with Chi Saet activating her middle attacker, confuses the defense pattern of the Thunderbelles.
And with that, Zeus Coffee will call for time.
Lang tayo ng uul lahat eh. Yatik mo ng konti sa setter, ilampas mo ng attack line. Hindi nakakatulong pag di tumatawid na linya.
Tsikain lang namin siya. Tayo mag-iwanan. Tulungan natin sa harapan. Chika tayo!
It is a 4-point advantage, 4-point push here for the Petro Gazz Angel that caused Coach Jerry to call for a timeout. The winner of this match barges into the semifinals and gets to face the Creamline Cool Smashers this weekend. Gamit denied.
One-on-one block there from BVS. Not a good response from the Thunderbelles coming from my timeout. Substitution here for the side of Zeus Coffee with Joanne Nerit checking in for Mitch Gamit.
5-point lead now for Petro Gazz. Chini Arroyo, she's been silent. Saet finds Brooke. X marks the spot as always for BVS.
Now BVS is on fire. Sunod-sunod na yung puntos na binibigay niya dito for Petro Gazz Angels.
14 big points for Brooke Van Sickle. And what a powerhouse, really. Powerhouse of a player. Mondoñedo.
Oh, Job Gonzaga was not ready for that. Miscommunication for the side of the Thunderbelles.
It's going to be an uphill climb here for Zeus Coffee. Coach Jerry has had enough. Calls a timeout.
Sige lang, ready lang. Sige, gusto mo ikaw na lang doon. Ikaw na lang dito.
Open ka na lang ng front row.
Let's go lang.
And a very frustrated Coach Jerry that we just saw during that huddle, during that timeout. Napa-stare down na lang si Coach Jerry.
Oh. And halos wala nang instructions doon, allowing his players na mag-usap-usap kung anong set play ang gagawin nila. Dahil ang laki na ng lamang ng Petro Gazz. Kanina, isa lang yung lamang.
That's
or
right.
sila pa yung lumamang, actually, ang Thunderbelles.
But now it's a 6-point lead already for Petro Gazz. Well, much needed after that timeout. A much needed point here for Zeus Coffee. Care of Chini Arroyo now with 6 points in this match. (15 serving 21). Saet will chase. We'll give this one to Brooke again. Straight to the hands of Arroyo. Troncoso from the back row is dug up by Barbon. Brooke again. This time scores a point. 15 big ones for BVS.
BVS targeting the hands of Thea Gagate. There was no support from the side of the Thunderbelles on who will get that defense. Nicole Timpson checking in for MJ Phillips.
And she will head on over to the service line to serve. Ooh! Great service ace here for Chami.
Off the bench, already delivering for the Petro Gazz Angels.
She'll try again. They're 2 points away from getting set number 2.
Another substitution on the side of the Angels with Dacoron checking in.
Manning the middle.
She will
Mondonete.
actually be an opposite hitter.
Oh, that's right. So very interesting adjustments now that we have here from Coach Koji.
But that was a quick one because Chisa it will go back in the court again for the Angels.
At any rate, we have Petro Gazz looking again to come out victorious here in this second set versus Zeus Coffee. Chloe Mondoñedo with 9 excellent sets. Team captain of the blue shirts will serve. Saet, the BVS from the left. Bump set to Gonzaga.
That's inside, right in the corner pocket of the Petro Gazz Angels. Rami Musa inside now for the Angels, checking in for Rem Palma.
Saet, combination play here for Petro Gazz. Does it work? Arroyo. Saet. Brooke. Oh, smart move.
Yeah,
From Brooke Van Sickle.
behind the blockers ang Lion Nicloan for the defense. Take a look at that again.
And with that, the Petro Gazz Angels are now at set point here in the second. 11 excellent sets for Chi Saet. She will serve. 24 serving 17. They need a good swing.
Oh, what a save!
Credit that to Myla Pablo and Tempiatura. Back set. Gonzaga. Ooh. It will go to Zeus Coffee. They're hanging on here in the second.
There was a net touch violation called on the Angels, but nonetheless, you know, that ball touched the floor. It will still be a point for ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles. Chini Arroyo already has 6 attack points for this game.
For the set, they go to Sabete. That's outside. Again, we still have Zeus Coffee hanging on here in the second. Oh, there's going to be a challenge called by the Petro Gazz Angels. First challenge of the game,
Yes.
actually. So after 2 sets, patapos na yung ating second set. The first challenge that we are going to witness here in this match today. For those who just tuned in and who want to be updated, leading na nga po ang Petro Gazz Angels in our match. They won that first set, on their way to winning also maybe this second set. But again, uphill climb for Zeus Coffee. We take a look. Definitely ball out. So unsuccessful for Coach Koji and the rest of the Petro Gazz Angels.
And that one is far. So the point will stay with Zeus Coffee.
As the play continues, Arroyo preparing to serve. Saet. Of course, will go to Brooke. You know, everything that she touches just turns into goal. Talking about PVS.
That was just a soft touch, actually, but a good target from BVS. Take a look at that again.
inabot actually ni Thea Gagate yon, but yun nga lang hindi masyado maganda yung pwesto niya para mabalik yung bola sa side ng Petro Gazz.
That the Angels take set number 2 as well from Zeus Coffee, 25-19.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
It is back-to-back one sets here for the Petro Gazz Angels versus the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles as they also take set number 2 of our match. Today, we take a look at some of that set highlights on your screens. What stood out to you the most in that set, Paning? What did Petro Gazz do right? Ano yung mga adjustments na kailangan gawin ng ZUS Coffee coming into the third?
Well, it was a close second set. Actually, lumabang pa sa scoreboard ang ZUS Coffee. But not until the veteran Chi Saet already activating all of her attackers, confusing the blockers of ZUS Coffee. And she did give a lot of sets to MJ Phillips on the quick. Kaya naman, dun naguluhan yung defense pattern ng ZUS Coffee. And looking at the statistics during set 2, attack points, Petro Gazz with 16 and 13 lang ng ZUS Coffee. But again, Petro Gazz Angels dominating on the block department with 3 block points and 3 service ace for that set. Though dumami yung errors nila with 5 errors compared to the 2 errors during set number 1. But ZUS Coffee only had 3 errors for that set, but less attack points with 13 attack points, and they were only able to get 1 kill block for the set. But medyo napansin ko din sa ZUS Coffee na once na lumalamang or lumalaki yung lamang ng Petro Gazz, dun sila na bumabagal lalo yung laro, and parang makikita mo yung frustration on their side. Wala na masyado nagko-communicate or even encouraging their teammates na whenever makakuha ng error, bawi kagad. Unlike sa side ng Petro Gazz Angels, dumamang nga yung ZUS Coffee minsan nung second set, but Angels stayed composed and they stayed on their game plan. They sticked on their game plan, kaya naman nagsunod-sunod na yung lamang nila and yung laki or yung ganda ng laro, especially during the latter part of set number 2.
And it's a very different Zeus Coffee team that we're watching today as compared to how they performed in Game 1 of the series, where they won that match against Petro Gazz. A straight set win for Zeus Coffee. And Petro Gazz won the second game of the series, and now here we are. It is winner take all for these two teams, as the Creamline Crew Smashers await who their opponent will be. I'm pretty sure they're watching this game as well. Here we go, set number 3. Brooke Van Sickle starting us up hot here in the third set.
First combination play for the Petro Gazz Angels, courtesy of that hit from the middle of BBS. A different starting lineup here for ZUS Thunderbelles with Joanne Nirit. A middle blocker for Zeus.
Service!
That's a service ace from Shi Saet. That's her second for this game.
And that's also her 5th point of the match today.
Grabe naman yung target na yun, Shi. Sakto-sakto sa corner pocket ng Thunderbelles.
Another good serve from Saet Mondoñedo. Back set to Gonzaga. Soft touch. No coverage there for Petro Gazz.
Take a look at that drop ball again from Jove Gonzaga. Ang layo ng set from Floan. Tempiatura was not expecting that.
Gonzaga needing to adjust there. Able to adjust rather. This point will go to Zeus Coffee.
Miscommunication there between Chi Saet and Rem Palma.
We're all tied up 2-all here in the early stages of our set number 3. Not for long though. What Van Sickle, 19 points already. Go ahead. Sorry, na-excite ako sa 19 points ni BBS ngayon.
19 points na agad.
19 points.
Kaka-start pa lang ng third set. But I was gonna say, grabe yung adjustment na yon ni BBS dahil yung set lang ni Chi, hinabol lang na yun for the one-handed set. And lagpas na kay BBS, but she was still able to adjust.
On the other hand, though, that's going to be an uncharacteristic service error from BVS. She is actually one of the better servers here for Petro Gazz. We talked about this number 1 server at the end of the qualifiers. That is BVS. We're tied at 3. Back row attack. Mondoñedo sends this one to Arroyo. Dug up by Barbon. Pablo. Unsuccessful there. A little too cramped here for Zeus Coffee. Can say the same thing about Petro Gazz. That will go to Angels as we send this one over to Lexi Rodriguez.
Frustration is definitely creeping in for the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles, who are now down 2 sets, and they're clearly stunned by how fast and speedy the Petro Gazz Angels are moving. But you know, the team captain, Clo Mondoñedo, is keeping the boat steady for the Thunderbelles, and she refuses to fold as well. Just before this set started, she was comforting the team. She was saying, you know, balik lang, reset lang. They're having difficulty getting more points, and they really need to communicate more. Even the coaching staff was reminding the girls to communicate and comfort each other and stick to the game plan and stick to what they were planned to do. This set is their last chance to extend this match, and the question is, can the Thunderbelles rally behind their captain and find a way to slow down the surging Angels? What do you think about that, Panang and Billy?
Well, to be honest, Lex, we gotta see how this game unfolds. I mean, for Zeus Coffee, although things not looking too good right now, I mean, especially with that point as well, there is definitely work that needs to be done, right, Panang, for this side or for their side.
But that's a good report from Lexi, actually, because if you take a look at the Thunderbelles now, is hindi sila masyado nagko-communicate. Tahimik sila coming into this third set, and they need to communicate more. And whenever they score a point, I mean, they should enjoy and smile. Pero parang nababawasan yung ganon from the Thunderbelles.
Correct. Medyo tahimik sa side ng Zeus Coffee. Fortunately for them, that will hit the antenna for Mayra Pablo. So a chance for them. They're just down by 2 points, and we've been saying this since that first set. They need to keep up with the pace also of the Petro Gazz Angels and not allow the Angels to totally dictate the flow of the game. They go to MJ Phillips. Another quick.
That's a point for MJ Phillips.
There are a lot of targets for MJ Phillips, lalo na pag isa lang yung blocker niya sa harap. Even Thea Gagate, mahihirapan siya pag ganun kabilis yung set ni Chisaet.
Now serving, ZUS Coffee.
Sabete on deck to serve for the Angels. Mondoñedo will find Arroyo.
Much needed point for Zeus Coffee.
And slowly trying to catch up here to the Petro Gazz Angels in our very crucial third set. Mondoñedo serving. Saet to Phillips again. They have not found an answer
Another point
for
for
MJ
MJ
Phillips as Petro Gazz holds on to that 3-point advantage.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Sports Plus and Filipinas Live app. It is the Petro Gazz Angels led by MJ Phillips and of course BVS, the besties on your screen, having a light moment here. And they will be, or they are taking on the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles. They're down 2 sets here in our match. We have Thea Gagate, the prize middle blocker, the rookie here for ZUS Coffee, who isn't playing like a rookie at all.
That's right. And she's actually leading the team now for Zeus Coffee.
And there she is, unsuccessful in the attack though. One hand save from Gonzaga. They go to Arroyo. Little too late there for Jonas Sabete. 8 points now for Chini. And she has been one of the lifelines of Zeus Coffee in our match today, talking about Chini Arroyo.
And she was actually the leading scorer for Thunderbelles during Game 2.
Barbon to Van Sickle. Dug up by Mondoñedo. Roncoso was waiting. She is blocked. They go to Gonzaga. BVS again challenging the blockers of Zeus Coffee. They go to Thea Gagate. Right to the hands. Chance for Petro Gazz. And they go to Van Sickle, who will adjust and get the point.
Good target from Van Sickle, targeting down the line. Medyo naiba na yung pwesto doon ni Chloan Mondoñedo because she thought that Van Sickle will drop that ball dahil naiba yung timing niya on the approach.
3-point push here for the Angels. MJ Phillips now with 8 points. Gonzaga using the hands of Brooke.
It was actually not a strong hit, but still very effective for Jove Gonzaga. Waiting for the block of Brooke Van Sickle.
So in fairness to Zeus Coffee, Paning, they're keeping it close in this game.
Especially nung second set.
They just need that firepower to overtake the Petro Gazz Angels. BVS. Oh, there's gonna be an error called on Jove Gonzaga, I believe. Or Narit.
Narit. I think it was on Narit.
Oh, it was Naret who scraped the net on her way down. It's a good serve from Chi. Troncoso is denied. No entry.
But the blocking of Petro Gazz Angels is already working, and this block of the set is brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference.
Mondoñedo back set to Gonzaga. Sharp angle. They go to Brooke. Oh, with help of the tape of the net.
That's right, but a point is a point. Giving a 5-point advantage now for the Petro Gazz Angels, courtesy of that hit from BVS.
BVS now with 21 big points, leading all scorers in this match. However, unfortunate service error there for Chi Saet. Straight to the net for her. Gives a chance here to Zeus Coffee, who are down by 4 points. They bump this one to Jonah. Saved by Gonzaga. Off the hands of BVS.
That was Chai Troncoso. Good target from Troncoso.
And this spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng Bayan. 6 points now for Chai Troncoso. Palma. Jove to Chai again. Second straight point for Chai.
Ang laki ng lamang. 5 points yung lamang ng Petro Gazz Angels kanina, but with the run of Zeus Coffee, they were able to cut down the lead to only 2 points and timeout from Petro Gazz.
Okay. Put it. You are what? Come on. Inside. Jonah. It's okay. You are. Time over. So, put it. I go. Watch out. I go.
Petro Gazz!
What a blitz has that been for the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles. Just 2 points behind the Petro Gazz Angels. We have Jove Gonzaga waiting to serve here for the blue shirts. 9 points off 8 attacks and 1 block for the Bionic Ilongga. BVS puts it away.
Coming from a timeout, good response from the Petro Gazz Angels.
They further the lead to 3.
Substitution on the side of the Angels with Rania Musa checking in for Rem Palma.
BVS serving. Klo to Naret. Denied. They try Troncoso over the blockers this time. Chance for the blue shirts. They go to Troncoso again. Nandoon si Temperatura. One hand save from Saet. Another easy over here. They go to Naret. Nothing yet for Zeus Coffee. A little too tight. Sabete will make do. Chai. Got a rally here. Pablo will adjust. Babalik na naman kay Troncoso. And this time she makes sure she gets the point. Point number 8 for Chai.
That was a long rally, but Chai Troncoso targeting long ball for that cross-court hit. Take a look at that again. Two points na lang uli ang lamang ng Petro Gazz.
And they've been dancing around that range. 2 points, 3 points here for Zeus Coffee versus Petro Gazz. They need to turn on the Jets. Chini Arroyo. And there's a check.
This is a mini run for Zeus Coffee. Take a look at that hit from Chai Arroyo.
scraping the hands of Jonas Sabete.
Sorry, check that. Chini Arroyo, napaghalo ko na yung dalawang wing spiker
Yung
ng
mga magkatapat
Thunderbelles.
kanina. Mondoñedo, Chini ulit. Babalik sa Zeus Coffee. Why not? Great hustle from Brooke. But take a look at that, Padeng.
We're tied at 13. What a good run here for Zeus Coffee Thunderbelles. Back-to-back points from Chini Arroyo, targeting the hands of her blockers. Yan yung mga mahirap depensahan if you're from the back row. Kasi pag iba yung direction or yung taas ng bola, dun siya lang bumabagal sa pwesto.
And it's a third deadlock of our third set. Petro Gazz needs a side out. They go to BVS. Nothing yet here. Oh, that's outside. But there is a check. And with that, the Zeus Coffee overtake the Petro Gazz Angels. You can see and feel the energy
Yes.
also tumataas na sa
Oo.
side ng Zeus Coffee.
Yun yung wala nung start nung third set. And na-mention nga yun ni Lexi during her report na yung communication and then yung enjoyment nung Thunderbelles yung nawala. But now because of that mini run, medyo nag-iba din yung body language nila, which is good for their squad.
No, I was gonna say it was the first lead of Zeus Coffee pero biglang nag-tie ulit tayo 14-all. Unfortunate service error here. So now, momentum on the side of Petro Gazz. Rania Musa will serve for the red shirts.
Good first ball from Gonzaga.
Great blocking from Petro Gazz.
But that good coverage from the Thunderbelles.
Pablo, right on the money for Myla Pablo. Finding that corner.
Take a look where it landed. That was a long cross court and right in the corner. It flipped the line.
So Petro Gazz now has a lead again here. Oh, that's a good serve. Good up by Van Sickle. Pablo waiting. Joust at the net. Petro Gazz has it. Arroyo. Pablo was asking for it. They go to BVS from the back row, but will sail outside for Brooke.
Good defense from Zeus Coffee. Kahit ang lalakas sumapalong pinapakawalan ni Myla Pablo, ang ganda ng pwesto ng Zeus Thunderbelles.
And credit also yung composure no, ng Zeus Coffee.
That's right.
Pablo waits for it again. She will adjust.
That one is outside.
And with that, Zeus Coffee, second technical timeout, 1-point lead, 16-15.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays at PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Be finance on BFF na malalapitan. We have Van Sickle fans in the house here in Phil Sports cheering on the Petro Gazz Angels, who are down by 1 point versus the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles, who are staging a comeback here in our third set. Billy Capistrano with Kaneng de Konig Swarter, as well as Lexi Rodriguez, our courtside reporter. Chi Saet will give this one to Pablo. Gonzaga asking for space. Bumps this one to Arroyo. Brooke from the back row is dug up by Jove. Chini again. This time, MJ goes for the kill.
That was the first time na binigyan ulit ni Chisaet itong si MJ Phillips for the quick set. Na nababantayan na nung blockers ng Zeus Coffee, yung mga wing spikers ng Petro Gazz Angels. That's why we're seeing a lot of long rallies as well. But the moment when she activated MJ, nakakuha sila kagad ng point.
Double substitution now for Coach Koji. We have Janelle Cheng as well as Maiza Pontillas checking in. We're tied 16-all. Claw goes to Thea. She's been quiet here in this third set. They go to Brooke from the back. Still alive. Chini from the left pin. Saved by Brooke. Nobody there for Petro Gazz. And quick thinking by Thea Gagate. Zero hesitation on her end.
That's right. Actually, overball na yun. Parang sakto-sakto pa kay Thea. But of course, she is a threat whenever she's in the front row. And hindi na niya hayaan pa yun. Magkaroon ng 3 touches. She went for the kill right away.
Breathing room here for Petro Gazz. That will sail outside service error. We're tied 17-all. This is proving to be very close third set. Closer than any of the other sets that we've had.
Good set. And what a finish from Arroyo.
Chini Arroyo out of nowhere. Putting it away here for Zeus Coffee. Overtakes again the Petro Gazz Angels 18-17. Right now Arroyo with 12 points. Leading scorer here for the blue shirts. She will serve. Maiza Pontillas.
Oh, that one is too easy for the Thunderbelles.
Gonzaga is denied. Troncoso. Hustle plays here for both teams. Nandoon si Arroyo. Troncoso challenging the blockers. Temperatura
It's a
to
tight
BVS,
one.
but she finds a way.
That's right. Of course, BVS. Good adjustment from her side because the set from Temperatura was a bit too tight. But she was still able to drop that ball in the middle of the Thunderbelles, getting that point for the Petro Gazz Angels.
And I think that's one of the things that Brooke is so good at, really adjusting to any kind of set that is given to her.
Yeah, medyo dami-dami na.
Madami na rin
hindi
talaga.
perfect sets yung dumadating sa kanya, but her athleticism, ang grabe yung adjustments niya sa mga bola.
And she's also such a crafty player as well.
That's right.
Lahat ng variations ng atake, alam niya kung paano gawin. And she's good at all of them. We're tied at 18-all. Chami on deck to serve. They go to Gagate off the hands of Pablo. 19-all. What firepower we're seeing here from the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles. Thea Gagate, the rookie, will serve. Musa.
Oh, good effort from Arroyo.
Just not able to send this one over. But you know, we love to see, sabi mo nga yung effort ni Chini Arroyo. And alam mo, gusto talaga ipanalo itong set na ito. But there will be a couple of substitutions again here for Coach Koji. We have Chisaet coming in, as well as Jonas Sabete.
Yeah, because there was a double substitution previously.
18 excellent sets now for Chi. They're up by 1 point. Gonzaga was not ready for it. Brooke, however, was. Troncoso. They're gonna call it a point for Chai.
That's right, but grabe yung larong pinapakita nitong dalawang wing hitters ng Thunderbelles. Sila yung naging spark kanina na lamang nga yung Petro Gazz, but sunod-sunod yung puntos na pinakawala ni Troncoso and ni Arroyo. Kaya sila nakadikit sa point or sa lamang ng Petro Gazz.
And take a look at that, Zeus Coffee. They overtake the Petro Gazz Angels again, inching closer to possibly extending this match.
That's right. And again, the duo of the Thunderbelles with Troncoso and Arroyo.
Watch out! Everyone mark the blue! Everyone cover! Now, today you are forward to cover! Spike here! His ball! You are forward! Oh, defense! Go! Let's go!
Guys! Inhale! Exhale!
One point, come on, guys!
Relax lang! Masyado na kayo tensionado! Hey, Petro Gazz Angels!
A much-needed timeout here for the Petro Gazz Angels. They are down by 1 in our very, very crucial third set. Jov Gonzaga, who has been excellent on defense this entire match, he will serve. She saw it. BVS from the right pin off a timeout.
Of course, porsentuhan na lang yung nakita doon ng Cheeside coming from the timeout, especially if Brooke Van Sickle is in the front row. She's the leading scorer so far for the Petro Gazz Angels.
23 big points for BVS. It's a good serve from her. Troncoso with a push. Good cover.
Oh, what a back row from Arroyo.
Arroyo just putting it away with so much confidence as well.
And hindi pa kumpleto yung approach na yun because if you're a wing spiker, sometimes yung approach mo is ang layo ng start or 3 steps, 4 steps, but that one, 2 steps lang, but you were still able to hit that ball.
Good up. Arroyo again. They're gonna call it outside, but they're gonna call a challenge, I believe.
Yes, they will call for a challenge, a block touch. This is the first challenge for this set.
Not a lot of challenges we've been having in this match today. Well, this is gonna be very crucial here for Zeus Coffee, because obviously they're so close, right, to getting this third set, extending this match. But if you're a fan of the Petro Gazz Angels, you are crossing your fingers, right, that they're able to make it through to the semifinals. Let's take a look at the replay. Was there a block touch? I believe there's none. With a blue nail polish.
I like it.
Pero bakit blue, diba? Dapat red for Petro Gazz. At any rate, there's no block touch here for Chini Arroyo. So the point will remain to the Petro Gazz Angels. They will still call this one outside. We're tied 22-all. They need a good serve.
That one a good first ball from Jov. Oh!
Lucky cover there for Zeus Coffee. They go to MJ. And of course, Phillips, you know, when you give it to her, all the confidence in the world, she will deliver. They're up by 1. Take a look at this attack from MJ Phillips. Gold for Phillips as Zeus Coffee will fall for that.
Isa pa.
Iba, hindi normal. Sige na, first ball.
Ano ka natin ka ba?
Na-active nila uli yun. Tapat na doon.
Kaya pasa kamisa. Let's go Paside out ako
Sino front?
Si
Siya?
Queen tsaka siya. Tsaka si
Okay lang.
Chini. Hey, natin to!
Ayaw ka mag-isa ko sa middle yun.
Good reminder from Coach Jerry E, identifying that MJ Phillips is in the front row, and whenever Cheeside goes for sets the ball to MJ in the quick, nakakuha sila kagad ng puntos. So Coach Jerry reminded his blockers na i-activate yun ni Chi. So kailangan nilang sipagan pa sa blockings nila.
And they have to anticipate it as well. 1-point lead, Petro Gazz. Musa on deck to serve. Good serve from Rania. Arroyo, topped up, a little too tight. And Zeus Coffee staying alive here in our third set.
That was a good block from Narit. A good response from her coming from the timeout and reminders of Coach Jerry Yee.
I was gonna say, Aying checks back in, heads straight to the service line. We're tied 23 all. Mental fortitude needed for both these teams. Seguro, Myla Pablo.
Good check.
Sending this one to Chini. They call this one outside. Will they call a challenge? I believe they will. Well, at this point, yes. Just call it anyway.
This is going to be an important point for both squads. Because if that one is really outside, it will be set a match point, if I'm not mistaken, for Petro Gazz Angels.
And Zeus Coffee, during the preliminary round, they ended at 9th place. So it's been a long journey for them. Oh, clearly outside. Unsuccessful for Zeus Coffee.
So 2 unsuccessful challenges na yung nagamit ng Zeus Coffee. Wala na challenge card left for the rest of the set.
Match point, Petro Gazz Angels. Zeus Coffee. Composure, much needed. Mondoñedo will go to Gagate.
That's a block.
And she is a block. What a finish here for the Petro Gazz Angels. Giving Zeus Coffee a taste of their own medicine. We've been raving about their blocking the entire match. Panay, how ironic that this game ends via a monster block.
But actually, that was a very good read from Myla Pablo. Kita mo, ang layo na ng pwesto niya. She's an open hitter, but she's like, parang nasa right side na siya ng court ng Petro Gazz Angels. But that one is a good adjustment because they know that Thea is a big threat whenever she's in the front row. But a good block there and good finish from the Angels.
So there you have it. Petro Gazz Angels take this match. They will be barging into the semifinals 25-21, 25-19, and 25-23. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
And the Petro Gazz Angels will be marching into the semifinals after defeating the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles in straight sets 25-21, 25-19, and 25-23. What a match here for both these squads. Excellent, impressive performance as well from the Petro Gazz Angels. Showed a lot of composure, but you gotta commend Zeus Coffee as well. Their blocking was on point today, just not enough firepower to sustain them until the end, even if they kept things close in that third set. Betty Capistrano with Paneng de Kunig Swarter. And right now, Lexi Rodriguez is with our player of the game. Go ahead, Lex.
Thanks, Billy and Paneng. I am with the player of the game, none other than from the Petro Gazz Angels, the one who kept the boat sailing, kept the boat steady for the Angels, none other than Mama Chi Saet with 20 excellent sets and 5 points. Mama Chi, anong tumatakbo sa isip mo, lalo na nung itong third set? Diba, nagkaroon din kayo ng lapses. Anong tumatakbo sa isip mo, lalo na nung Zeus nakakahabol sila?
magstay na compose, relax. Kasi nung latter part, medyo nagmamadali kami. So, I reminded my teammates to stay calm and kailangan talaga maka-first ball kami para ma-execute namin yung play.
And kanina, di ba, nag-uusap tayo na sa tanan ng career mo, ang haba, ang dami mo nang napagdaanan, ang dami mo ng awards din na nakuha. Sa mga crucial matches na ganito, ano pa rin yung patuloy na tumatakbo sa isip mo na kailangan kong to do better and much better every game?
Siguro yung pagiging ate inside the court. Siyempre, I'm the ate sa team. So, ayun lang, parang I keep reminding each and everyone na we have to do our best in every game.
Now, madami pang pagdadaanan. There's a single round robin that's gonna go on for the quarterfinals, for the semis, actually. Ano pa yung kailangan yung i-polish?
Siguro, we have to polish more our service and receive. And then, kasi yung attack, nandun naman yun second na yun So, and then our blockings.
Meron ka bang mga gustong batiin sa dami-dami ng fans na nanonood?
Of course, we would like to thank the Barangay Villa Vicencio. Thank you po sa pagmamahal at support sa team. Sa Petro Gazz, sa mga tao sumusuporta sa amin, sa mga players ko na nandito, and yung mga parents nila, sa mga kamag-anak ko. Hello po, thank you.
Congratulations, Mama Chi. Ang kahuli-hulihang last semi-final spot ay napunta sa Petro Gazz Angels, and welcome to the semi-finals!
So there you have it. Our semifinals cast is finally complete as the Petro Gazz Angels, as we mentioned, and you can see on your screens, they win this match against the Zeus Coffee Thunderbelles. And what a game it was. Let's take a look at some of the match highlights that we have here. Maneng, what are your favorite moments of this game? What can you say also about how Zeus Coffee fought in this match?
Actually, we did have a lot of close match or points during the second and third set. Nakita natin na pag lumaban yung Zeus Thunderbelles, talagang didikit sila and may chance pa silang makalamang sa scoreboard. But yun nga lang, like what you mentioned also, is hindi nila nasusustain yung mga good runs and yung momentum nila na yun, because there are times also na sila din yung puputol ng momentum nila sa mga errors nila. But it was a good game overall for the Zeus Coffee Thunderbelles. But of course, Petro Gazz Angels, we know that they are the more veteran team and there are a lot of firepower options from Chi Saet. But her playmaking today was really on point. And she and the rest of the Petro Gazz squad stayed calm and composed all throughout the sets, na kahit na may times na 5 points pa yung lamang nila, tas dumidikit at lumamang pa yung Zeus Coffee, but they stayed relaxed and dun sila nakakuha ng madaming puntos, especially nung latter part of all the sets. And we're looking at the numbers for the whole match. Dikit lang yung attack points, actually 7 points difference lang. Kayang-kaya yun ng Zeus Coffee, but Petro Gazz with 48 attack points, 41 ng Zeus Thunderbelles. But the block points, tabla lang tayo. 8 block points from both squads, but nagkaroon ng difference dyan sa mga service ace because Petro Gazz had 5 service aces and 1 lang yung Zeus Thunderbelles. And 1 point difference lang sa errors also from both squads, but of course a much better game for the Petro Gazz Angels for this game.
Take a look at your screens. Our semi-finalists here. The cast is complete. Sabi nga natin, Creamline Cool Smashers. We have the Akari Chargers, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, as well as the Petro Gazz Angels. What can you say about the matchups that we're going to have?
I'm speechless na ngayon pa lang. So for sure, exciting itong match-up na to because, you know, single round robin lang ang ating semifinals round. So that game will be very important for both squads. So whoever wins on Saturday will move on to the championship round, and the losing team will fight it out for bronze.
And speaking of the games on Saturday at 4 p.m., we have the Akari Chargers taking on the Choco Mucho Flying Titans at the Inaris Center in Antipolo City. That is just game number 1 because right after that, ito na nga, we have the Petro Gazz Angels versus the Creamline Cool Smashers at 6:30 p.m. A lot of intense, exciting matches that we are all so excited for. Now, for One Sports, my partner Paneng de Kunik Swarter, Lexi Rodriguez, Direct Marvin Chavez, and all the men and women behind this production. I'm Billy Capistrano, and this has been the 2025 PVL All-Filipino Conference, only here on Signal TV.